The Ministry of Education has dismissed appointments made by the chairperson of the Council of the University of Nairobi, terming them illegal. The appointment that designated Professor Francis Muola as the substantive Deputy Vice-Chancellor, Academic Affairs and Acting Vice-Chancellor of the University of Nairobi. As Mary Muoki reports, the recruitment exercise at the University of Nairobi to fill the Vice-Chancellor position and that of the Deputy Vice-Chancellor has been marred in controversy, leading to withdrawal by Professor Bitange Ndemo earlier this week.
The University of Nairobi has been rocked by leadership disputes for nearly 2 years, with the latest chapter unfolding this week. On May 5th, 2025, the University Council, chaired by Professor Amukoa Anangwe, announced the appointment of Professor Bitange Ndemo as Vice-Chancellor and Professor Francis Jackim Mulaa as Acting Vice-Chancellor and Substantive Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Academic Affairs. But in a stunning move that's rare in public service, Professor Ndemo, Kenya's ambassador to Belgium, rejected the appointment, citing a lack of transparency and procedural irregularities. In a statement, he said, and I quote, "I dissociate myself from this unprocedural process and have withdrawn my candidacy." Ndemo's withdrawal exposing the leadership wrangles at the university and prompting the Ministry of Education to wade in, with Principal Secretary Dr. Beatrice Nyangala declaring the appointments illegal and singling out the University of Nairobi Council chairman. In a press statement, she said that no consultations were held with the Cabinet Secretary. She further says no council meeting was ever convened to discuss and make decisions on appointments prior to the issuance of the purported letters. The purported appointments are a clear usurpation of the role of the council, contrary to the provisions of the Universities Act of 2012. Dr. Nyangala further noted that no University Council meeting was held to approve the appointments, rendering them null and void. The ministry has reinstated Professor Margaret Jesang Hutchinson as Acting Vice-Chancellor and clarified the acting roles of other Deputy Vice-Chancellors. Professor Ayub Gitau will act as Deputy Vice-Chancellor of Academic Affairs, while the Deputy Vice-Chancellor Research, Innovation and Enterprise is Professor Francis Mulaa. The Deputy Vice-Chancellor Human Resource and Administration will be held by Professor John Demesi Mande, and Professor Jackson Malu will serve in acting capacity as the Deputy Vice-Chancellor for Finance, Planning and Development. This saga follows months of turmoil, including the controversial exit of former Vice-Chancellor Professor Stephen Kiama in 2024. Education Cabinet Secretary Julius Ogemba promised to resolve the crisis within a week, but with the the subject of a court case, the path to stability remains unknown. Mary Muoki, Citizen TV.